Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to What Do You Say Anime. I am your host, Peter. On today's episode, we will be trying out a new idea. If you were to build a super team filled with anime characters for a pickup game of basketball, which four would you choose? If you were to rob a bank, which anime main character would you want driving the getaway car? If you were drowning and needed CPR, which non-human character would you want to give you mouth to mouth? These are the super complex and dynamic scenarios myself and the wonderful cast today will be discussing on our first ever edition of Anime Super Team Scenarios. Myself, Pat, Miles, Jay, and Johnny have come prepared to talk about their choices on 5 scenarios ahead of time and 5 that we will come up answers off the top of the dome. Let us know who you would choose in our comment section on YouTube or joining us in Discord. Links in the description below. Gentlemen, we have gathered here on the Greek pantheon of 2022, that is Discord, to honor the likes of great philosophers such as Aristotle, Plato, and Little B the Base God, to discuss random scenarios and input anime characters into said scenarios. We have each come prepared with brilliant and well-crafted answers to each other's sketches that we imagined in our minds. Let's get started with our first one. We've all been there. Flashback to when you were a teenager. It's 1979 and the newest Bee Gees album just dropped. You got your paycheck of $19 working at the local roller dome, and you just picked yourself up a nice dime bag from Daryl, the entrepreneurial 47-year-old who still lives with his mom. Gentlemen, please discuss your optimal blunt rotation crew using only anime characters.
I guess I'll start us off then, just with some real good audio content right there. So, every smoke session needs the vibe to get started first. You can't just hit it raw, if you know what I'm saying. That's how people use the phrase hit it raw.
Yes.
So the first person in my blunt rotation, and we're going to age them up a couple years just so it's not slightly questionable that I'm giving them drugs. We're smoking with Umaru-chan.
It's a great pick. Oh my god.
Because she would be a fucking stoner if she wasn't a Japanese If she was like an American cartoon, she'd be smoking hella blunts. She basically lives that young stoner life. I've heard her claim YSL before. And then I think next up, keep it lit. We got Roy Mustang. Forever lighting the blunts. He has several pieces of art with him sparking blunts in it, by the way, if you look him up. And then, I think we need somebody who can get real cerebral with it. Somebody who I think at the end of the smoke session will say, "Thank you, Jay. These crispy nugs you gave me have given me a new lease on life. I will not destroy all of humanity." We're smoking with Mewtwo from the original Pokemon movie.
Love that pick.
And every smoke session has that one dude who just kind of sits on the couch and is quiet. That guy for us is going to be Jotaro Kujo.
Love it.
And finally, to handle munchies, we got another classic anime protag. We have Toriko, who is a famous ingredient hunter in his world and, can casually beat most iterations of Superman.
Love it.
So,
love it, Jay.
That
Bravo.
is my optimal blunt rotation.
Those are some really good choices. I like that.
Thank you. Personally, I think Mewtwo would be very fun to smoke with.
I agree. That's a great pick.
He might I could ask him to literally get me stoned at one point and just turn me to stone like he did Ash. Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's the first time I ever cried at a movie.
Same. I think that's a lot of people's first time crying at a movie, actually.
Miles, you're up next.
Okay, so I took a little bit of a different approach to this. A lot of people smoke in order to change their perception of reality. But I thought, what if we took a whole bunch of people that could change reality and got them really high and see what happens when that happens? So my first person in my blunt rotation is Haruhi Suzumiya.
Love it.
Oh, God.
So, she's really fun-loving and also is actually God and could just completely destroy the universe if she ever became self-aware of that. And on that extra level, maybe she would. And I'd get to see what happens. I think that would be fun. But we need to keep these universe-altering beings in check. So the second person I have in my rotation is Homura Akemi. So that way, if any of the other people in this list start to change reality too much, she can force them into a small bubble universe where she forces them to date.
Is that a spoiler or am I good?
Have you watched Rebellion?
No.
Okay, well, it's a spoiler. You can suck it up.
I don't know what it means, so it doesn't matter.
And then I feel like, we're 2022. The internet is, how we all met, and that reality is also important to alter. So I have Lane Iwakura from Serial Experiments. Lane, my plan here is that we just get them fucked up and see what happens to the fabric of reality. And
Love
that's how I was doing mine.
Nice.
All right, Johnny, what's your blunt
Haru would be
rotation?
Scary.
Alright, so I went with a bit of a similar theme to Miles, where like instead of them being literally like reality warpers, it's just that they are so ridiculously powerful that they might as well be. So first off, in my blunt rotation, mind you, I am like the most boring person ever because I'll never smoke, so I have no idea what any of this. So I'm just imagining that this guy would be really insane if he ever smoked. My first character is Gilgamesh from Fate.
I love that.
Good choice.
I feel that guy once he smokes, he's gonna be throwing swords everywhere, causing some massive shit. So
Unlimited blunt works.
yeah, unlimited blunt. Dude, that man pulls up to the party, fucking starts swinging blunts instead of swords. But anyway, next character, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Gojo Satoru. I feel like he would be one hell of a guy at the party, and we do also need someone to bring in all the snacks and stuff. Bring in all the Scooby snacks when everyone's gotten extremely high. So I asked about this, and technically piece this allowed.
Yep.
So we're gonna bring in the man himself, Shaggy.
Love it.
Also, a man capable of ending worlds with his insane power level. I think he's even stronger than Goku. I know Dragon Ball Z fans are gonna be mad, but suck it up. So yeah, that's gonna be my blunt rotation. We got a bunch of super high power scalers just gonna fuck some shit up and also fuck themselves up.
I love that. Great picks, Johnny.
Oh, that was great. I love that. It sounds like a really fun blunt rotation. All right, yeah. So for me, I only went with 3 people because normally when I'm smoking, it's usually a smaller group, at least in my experiences. So nice to be able to say that in a recording, and to have things be legal. It's great. So first off, I've got Klein from SAO. Dude, like, just screams stoner, and is a total bro, right? Like one of the coolest dudes that you could possibly want to smoke with. I think in anime, like he's still got that pizza that he ordered before he logged on to SAO. That however many, well, actually not however many years ago. It's we're almost on the anniversary of when SAO would actually start, or when it officially started. Like the beta apparently launched on July 31st, 2022. So in the story, so we're approaching that here in reality. A bit of a tangent, but I guess that's fitting for a blunt discussion. Next up would be Kotaro from Zombieland Saga, the manager. I think he would be absolutely hilarious.
Great pick.
To just see what he's like on drugs. I guess.
I thought for a second you're gonna say Kotaro from Kotaro Lives Alone. I'm like, you're gonna smoke a blunt with a 4-year-old? That's kind of suspect.
4-year-old who has no parental.
I had never heard of that show before, so no, definitely not. And then lastly, someone who smokes a lot already, just something slightly different. I think Spike would be really fun to smoke with from Cowboy Bebop, because he would have so many great stories that would be just, you could listen to him talk all night, and that's what I want to do. So, because when I get high, I get really tired and lazy and lethargic. So yeah, that's my dream blunt rotation right there from anime.
Love it.
Eh.
Mine's a little bit more chaotic, so I needed somebody that's going to control the situation, and he is able to control everybody because of how many hands he has. So my first in my blunt rotation is Koro Sensei from Assassination Classroom.
Oh my god.
He's gonna keep everybody in check. He's gonna make sure that everybody's puff passing. No one's taking that third hit, and we're all in control. And I think a really good conversation between him and my second person would be wonderful. So I'm going with Kong Ming for my second guy.
Oh, that's a great pick.
I think he would be a blast to just have in my circle. Then we're going to get hungry, so we need to bring out a caterer. And my favorite food in any situation is just meat. So I'm doing Ikumi Mito from Food Wars, the American chick who can handle meat. Bringing her, and then for the entertainment factor, we got Aqua from Konosuba, so she could do all of her party tricks.
That's
And then,
a good pick.
and then last but not least is somebody who is like way too hyper, and I would like to see the effects of smoking on them to see if they change like their entire personality. I went with Mako from Kill la Kill, just to see what she would be like after a few hits. So that is my dream blunt rotation.
She would just be herself.
That's the whole point. We're going to find out. Let's see who is up next. Jay, your scenario is up next, if I'm not mistaken.
So, my scenario is, well, gentlemen, I guess I'm just gonna tell you straight up. You're gonna figure out a cast of characters in which you're going to break bad, i.e., start a criminal organization, probably a drug empire or a mafia type racket, if you will. So, go ahead.
Okay,
Uh,
so I have 4 members in my criminal organization. So, first off, the head honcho, the planner, the boss of this organization, I got Lloyd Forger from Spy
Ooh.
Family. I think it's important for the boss to maintain that public persona. And like, even though people might know he's involved, he's never getting caught unless it's for tax evasion, you know? And so I think he brings that like style you like to see from a criminal organization. You know, he's got the classiness, but he's also a really good planner, can think on his feet well, is good at utilizing people. I think he's a great pick for this. Next, every criminal organization needs some muscle. So I did Alex Armstrong
Oh,
from
great
Full
pick.
Alchemist. He brings a certain sexiness factor to the group and a bit of a softer side to our criminal organization. But if he needs to, he can turn it on. And if he happens to recruit his sister, we have way more muscle. So,
Hold
you know,
that thought, by the way.
then I have an information gatherer / mole, someone who can go into other criminal organizations or get into government things and sort of blend in, get a job. You need someone, right, who's your double agent. And I have Anj from Princess Principal. So,
I like that.
yeah, you know, we've seen that she's willing to just fucking ice someone if she needs to, but she's also amazing at blending in. You know, so I think she would be really good for any sort of covert missions that you might need to do. And last, I don't know why, but I just imagine when you walk into our headquarters, there's like a bar, right? And so my bartender, I have Hitomi Mishima from Hinamatsuri.
Yes, of course.
So you hired a child for a criminal organization.
I
Yeah.
did, just much like the plot of Hinamatsuri.
It's okay because I also have a child, but
Okay.
Love the picks.
Pete, why don't you go ahead and go next?
I think it's Johnny.
Oh, is it? I thought that we were going in alphabetical order. My bad. Go ahead, Johnny.
okay. Well, so for mine, I was thinking like, who is gonna be the one that can like have the greatest criminal organization? You need someone who can just do everything. Is super hard to kill. Is super intelligent? Has all the connections in the world. So I got no one else but the man himself, Dio, as the leader of the organization.
You say Dio?
Yes.
Okay.
And here's the thing that makes it hard. We all know Dio. He's a man of just such high stature that he's likely not gonna have too many associates. So I picked the people that are gonna suck up to him as much as humanly possible for their own personal benefit. So
Just
for
want to
his
say Dio has a whole manga devoted to talking about how he gave the other villains under him PTSD now. But keep
I
going.
mean, yeah. But anyway, so my first accomplice of Dio is gonna be Gen from Doctor Stone. You know that guy. He
Okay.
knows how to convince people. He's a selfish piece of crap. He'll do anything for his personal benefit. He'll probably get down on his knees for Dio if he felt like it. It's just, and he's also great with people, so he'll be able to do some convincing for Dio, if you will. If he doesn't want to get his hands dirty. So yeah, the second guy that's gonna help out Dio on his criminal adventures is gonna be Reagan from Mob Psycho.
Great
Because
pick.
he would
amazing
also
pick.
do exactly that. He's just gonna look at this guy just like, and he's just gonna be like, yeah, please, I will work for you. Just give me like,
As long as
I
there's
will-
money. As long
yeah,
as there's
exactly.
money.
As long as there's money involved, we know Dio's loaded, and he's probably still sitting on half of that Joestar money. And just because Reagan's there, I put in Mob as well because Mob's probably gullible enough to help out Reagan anyways. So yeah, that's my criminal organization.
Nice.
Dio's gonna
Nice.
take over the world.
Good.
Nice. Yeah, so I think we all had very similar mindsets, I think, with the criminal
Children?
organization. No, I don't have any kids in mind actually.
Damn, that's tough.
Well, I guess sort of I do. but
Actually, I'm
not
looking.
really.
I definitely have like 2 children.
Bruh.
Well, yeah. So, I cheated a little bit with this one. I took a literal warlord. I took Oda Nobunaga from Drifters because, why wouldn't you, right? Like that's kind of cheating, but it's
Also, you had
not.
13 anime to pick for Oda.
Yeah, well, that too. Yeah, I could have picked any, but like he's pretty lore accurate in Drifters, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Or more, or closest to it being that evil douchebag that he was. Then I've got Kazuma from Konosuba. I think he would just be a really good one to have as a
Yeah.
kind of just does a little bit of everything. He's lucky as well. You need luck to be successful in crime sometimes, and that's definitely him. Kongming I picked because of his strategy and because he's smart. He'd be a good one to have around. Good people would like him, and he'd also be able to help you maybe hide the business behind I don't know, like a bar or something, right? Like you could you'd be able to help out with that a lot. And I think my one of my best picks, not a lot of people are gonna get this one, but it's Lucius Modestus from Thermae Roma Novae.
Oh, great pick, Pat.
Thank you, Pete. This is for you and me.
Yeah, that's a
basically,
great pick.
it was the anime that came out this past year. It's on Netflix with the worst first episode of all time.
Yep.
But then the rest of the show is great. It's basically about a guy who is a Roman and he's designing hot springs or whatever. That's his job, is like to upgrade them and run them. And he randomly gets isekai'd multiple times to different time periods in Japan and then around the world. To various bathtubs, hot springs, and things like that, and then takes those innovations and brings them back to Rome. So he and he's hailed as a hero or whatever. So I think he'd be a good one to have because he'd be good at building out like a business, building out a he knows what he has to do. And I don't know, I thought that was really funny answer.
You could have like a front where like you just like create plumbing situations and then he's your guy. That's a great pick. I love that pick.
Thank you.
Good at
Very-
tunneling.
Yeah.
he's good. He's good at a lot of things. He's a very resourceful person, and totally didn't just like cheat his way into being like one of the best things best. Was it aqueduct? No, not aqueduct. I forget what they called it in the show. There's an official title. But either way, Pete, what about you?
Yeah, mine's a little bit more complex. I structured mine around the Yakuza. So I'm the head boss, and then underneath me, I have my underbosses. So I have 4 underbosses. I have Nita from Hinamatsuri, Luis from Beastars, Surumi from Golden Kamui, and Bondrud from Maiden Abyss. So those are my underbosses.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Also,
One of those is not
also
like the
involves
others.
children.
You're
Hey,
very evil.
Yeah, they'll get the job done for sure. Next is my muscle. I have Brawler from Akudama Drive, Draken from Tokyo Revengers, Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho, and this one's a little. I think I'm the only one who saw the show's name. Rong Ha from Love of Kill, who is just like this Chinese assassin. he'd be my main muscle. And then my last group are my runners, the people
How do you know
who
my Chinese name?
who do my daily tasks. So I have Courier from Akudama Drive, Laurent from The Great Pretender, Yu Otosaka, who is the main character from Charlotte, because what he did in episode 13 is just incredible. And then I need somebody to go really, really fast. So I got my Sonic the Hedgehog character, Tenya Lida from My Hero Academia.
Wow.
That is
You're
my
like-
criminal organization.
So he's your
I feel
drug
like-
runner?
He's
your
literally
drug
my runner.
Or he is. He is.
So would
That's
he
cool.
be willing to be in a part of the Yakuza?
I'd make him. I'd like kidnap his brother or something.
Like,
and
you'd,
then-
like, break his
yeah, I
leg-
was gonna say
You
you're
like
threatening
fill his
family
engines
for
with
sure.
like
Yeah.
water or something until he like agrees to help you or something.
Exactly.
You have Bone Druid on your team. Like
He's
you
my
could make
underboss.
Yeah. That you could just send him after anyone.
Yeah.
Like
Rumi has a history of doing just horrible things to his superiors.
Well, hopefully he likes me.
Maybe.
Jay, you're up last.
All right. So I've been watching a lot of Better Call Saul. I'm on season 5, episode 7, or something like that. So I'm in a Breaking Bad mindset. So less kind of organized, more based around like having certain people in charge of areas with having other people under them. So I'm, of course, the main boss here. And then we have our gun, our like the person who's going to be at every meeting with a fucking dot on the other person at the drug deal is going to be Hinosuke Ogata from Golden Kamuy, because that dude's just an insane sniper.
Yep.
And also if I would simply not get murdered by him. That's what I would do. Next
Better.
up, we have our manager. He's going to be the guy who basically disciplines our low-level dealers and is in charge of getting product on the ground and into people's hands. I'm using Kilo Azoldik from Hunter x
Love
Hunter.
that pick.
Because he's fast, smart at like planning business stuff, very savvy, and also just not afraid to be extremely wrong. Then we got our nerd. He's gonna be our head chemist and in charge of all that science bullshit. We have Dr. Stone. He's going by Dr. Stoned in this operation. Next up we have our smuggler. He's going to be in charge of getting our product across international borders. I'm going with Akabashi Bisco.
Ooh, love that pick.
Just an insanely, I mean, he's basically Mushroom Jesus.
Yes.
So I assume he'd be cool with smuggling like non-hard drugs into areas and stuff like that. I don't want to be like a meth dealer or anything really.
You want to be a nice
But,
drug dealer.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a cool drug dealer in this fictional scenario. Then we got our benefactor. This is the person supplying us with our money for whatever reason. This is a Kaguya-sama is going to be supplying.
What?
He's super rich.
Yeah.
Next up, we have our cleaner. This is the person who's going to clean up after our murders. It's going to be Kirby. He would do it, no questions asked.
Wait, does he get powers? Does he get
Probably.
powers?
No, he can turn them into. Kirby doesn't have to get the powers from things he sucks up. He can turn them into stars.
No, but like, can he like turn into the other person afterwards? So like, it's like
He
he's
could turn
immortal.
into something. I mean, yeah, mostly. I'm sure because the bit is
Oh.
always that he's indistinguishable from the things, even though he's not. But yeah.
What a great pick.
And then our
Oh,
face, the face of our operation. I'm not going to actually be at the deals. The person who's going to be like my bridge to the dealers, who does like gets our keys or whatever. I chose the giraffe from Review Starlight.
Was almost in my blunt rotation.
Yeah. Oh, dude, if he was in the blunt rotation, you'd be like, I don't know, man, giraffe. I feel like I've been fucked up ever since my dad left. He'd be like, I understand. And
Oh.
yeah, that's the ending of my criminal organization here. We're gonna break bad.
I think everybody had great picks. That was
Yeah.
That was really good. Miles, I believe your scenario is up next.
Oh, great. Yeah, so my scenario involves a little less people, but I liked it. I wanted everyone to come up with a presidential ticket. So a president and a vice president. And the object of this was to have them win the race. Johnny, I believe you're up.
All right. So I think mine is gonna be a bit interesting, but I think you all understand. So for the running mate, I picked Ayano Koji not Classroom of the Elite. I always get those shows confused.
Mhm.
That's fair.
He's a smart man. He knows his way around. He's a complete psychopath, like most presidential candidates. So he fits all the criteria.
Absolutely.
And for president, this one you gotta pick someone who knows what they're doing. You gotta pick someone that's liked by the people, that can get around, that can talk to other world leaders and convince them to do what they want. So of course I'm picking Anya.
Wow.
Okay, here's the thing, okay? Those two are gonna have great synergy. Anya can literally read minds. And Ayano Koji can think of literally every single situation to convince them to do what they want. Like Anya says, like, hey, this person doesn't want to do this. Anya, he like pulled out his 5D chessboard he has in his mind. It's like, oh yes, do this, do that, do everything. And then Anya's gonna be super confused because she's like 6 years old, but just do as he says.
He's like
It's
4.
gonna work out. I mean, like, what's gonna go wrong?
That's a
Having
fun
a 6-year-old
dynamic.
as president. I mean, like, we had a mentally. You guys had a mentally 6-year-old president once. So
It's true. We did.
See, Johnny, I thought you were gonna say for your president, like because
Aaron
of
Yeager.
because of Trudeau. I thought you were gonna say like Mr. Popo.
Is that an anime character?
Yeah, from Dragon Ball.
Yeah, that is
Oh.
sort of blackfacey.
Oh, it took me a second.
Oh yeah. Well, okay.
Somebody
Listen,
who listens to the podcast will laugh at that.
Oh
in time, don't
no.
worry.
I'm pretty sure we were all racist when we were teenagers.
No.
No,
No. Cut that
Also,
from the
he was, like,
pod.
20 something.
He was in his 20s. He was in
Yeah.
that was a
Well,
college
listen.
photo.
Listen, okay. Let's just move on.
Okay, sounds
Yeah,
good.
it's a smart move.
Fair enough.
You're smarter than
Who's
Trudeau.
next? Who's
You want to
next?
keep digging your hole? You sure you don't want to keep digging it?
Pat is next.
Yeah. So next for me, so for presidential, this one I struggled with this because like how many people would I actually want to be president? Like that I knew, but I think I came up with a good combo. I don't know if they would win, but I think they're a good combo because I've got the immortal Sugimoto as vice president from Golden Kamuy.
Yeah.
I think he's strong hearted. He's a veteran as well. That always helps, right? Excuse me, to be a veteran. He's got the manliness that a lot of people would want to, a lot of guys would just want to vote for him, while also still having the drive and the energy to really carry a campaign. And then for president, you want someone who's you have to have a little bit of an ego, right, to be a president, and especially be a good one, right? You got to think that you're right, and you got to be confident in your decisions. So I am going with Elena from Journey to Elena Wandering Witch because I think that she already thinks she's the president of the goddamn world that she's in, and I think she'd have the right mentality, and the two of them paired together would have some insane chemistry on the stage, and it'd be pretty fucking funny if she was just bossing people around and again she's got that like just the ego that and the confidence that like you want a president to exude, something that people will just get behind naturally when they hear them speak because they just think, oh, this person sounds like they know what they're talking about, even if they probably don't.
Very progressive from Pat and Johnny. Great picks.
Yes, I too think making a 6-year-old president.
Oh no, and progressive. No, Elena's definitely a Republican. There's no
Oh
way.
yeah. Good point.
What is Anya's political statement? Anyways.
Whoever
Peanuts.
gives her
Everyone
peanuts.
gets peanuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get canceled on TikTok over that joke.
Yeah.
All right, I am up next. The scenario Miles stated that it's the intent to win, and there's nobody I know more whose ideals are to have his own kingdom. So obviously my president would be Griffith.
Oh.
Okay, I thought you were gonna steal my pick.
We
for a
all
second,
pick
but keep going.
psychopaths for
Yes.
our candidates. didn't we?
Griffith will stop at nothing to get his own kingdom. And I did president first because I think the vice president makes sense with Griffith at the lead. My vice president is going to Makishima from Psycho Pass. where he is so like kind of like Jai said, the psychopath aspect of your president. You have two of the biggest psychopaths at the helm of your country debating what is morally right and doing whatever it takes to kind of get their own kingdom. So I'm going Griffith from Berserk, Makishiba from Psychopaths.
Nice. So for my pick, I'm gonna do my vice president first. I'm going with Askeladd from Vinland Saga.
Ooh.
He's a veteran. He has divine. Well, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but he deserves to have his own kingdom, in my opinion.
He
He's
loves
done
his
put the
country.
work in. He does love his country a lot. And then I'm going to go with the most influential person probably in the history of the world for my president. I'm going with Jesus Christ from Saint Youngman
Yep.
for my president.
He is in an anime.
How are you gonna say from JoJo?
You could have done Buddha too as his vice president.
I thought about it, but I think it's going to be kind of a Dick Cheney situation
like
with
that.
Askeladd, where
Yep.
he is pretty much running the show and Jesus can give like some guidance, but he's mostly like, I love quesadillas, like he's just chilling.
Nuclear.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I think that we would win just based off of literal Jesus Christ being the.
That's a good selling point.
Jesus Christ might be too progressive for most Christians in America.
That's
that's
very
true.
Yeah, it's
so true, Bessie.
okay. I like that. So I guess I'll explain my thought process after. For the president, though, I went with someone with a strong political lineage, someone who is a complete psychopath, someone who I think passes the "would you want to have a beer" test with them, and someone who is known to try to manipulate their competition. I've gone with Chika Fujiwara.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Great choice.
Now,
Oh my God.
part of the reason I went with Chika is because my vice presidential candidate is Gendo Ikari from Neon
From
Genesis
Neon Genesis.
Oh
Evangelion.
my God.
And I think he could manipulate the fuck out of her because she's sort of vapid. And I think that the fact that he managed to get funding for this entire organization and everything when the point was just to turn everyone into Tang is extremely impressive. Like, he was literally hurting the cause he said he was trying to help the cause for, and everyone was just like, here's money, Gendo. He had like this whole shadow council that could hang him out. He's my Dick Cheney pulling the strings of someone who just wants that figurehead power position in Chica. So that was my
I love
presidential
it.
ticket.
I love it.
You all picked horrible people.
Do we all have at least one psychopath at our
I think so,
our
yeah.
presidents?
I think
But
I'm
that's
the
what it
easy.
takes.
I have two
President.
heroes.
Mine's not that bad. Elena is more just like egotistical. I think. I don't think she's full psychopath. And
I don't think Jay's
Legitimately,
like, yeah, I mean,
Askeladd did nothing wrong.
yeah, and the other person is Jesus. So like, I don't think Jesus was a psychopath.
And he's like the idealized version of Jesus too, not like
He's Buddy Jesus.
let's not get
Jesus
into it.
perfected.
Actually, I
Yeah,
didn't.
let's pause that.
So, guys, you want to rent
Hey,
some
what are your
girlfriends?
opinions on the divinity of Jesus Christ? Can we hear about this?
Yeah.
This sounds like a Trinitarian trick.
Oh, God.
So Johnny, what was your category?
Filioque.
Oh yes. All right. So, as a lot of people my age, we tend to be a lot of entrepreneurs. So we want to start in some new businesses. And, in this world where everyone's depressed and in need of some love, why not start your own rent-a-girlfriend company? So you guys are gonna have to choose some of the biggest simps on the planet to start your business and make the money.
Okay. I had a little bit of fun with this. I went with girls that I figured would be willing to do it, but would also be good waifus or are good waifu bait in general, right? Like the stuff that you'd want a
you
retro
picked
girlfriend to
Asuna.
be. Yeah, and no, did not pick Asuna. First, I did Kaga Coco because she's someone that from Golden Time. She's someone who would be probably willing to do this in the first place, and then also she's used to being spoiled. She's used to being, being on in dates like that. I guess she'd be comfortable. She'd be in her realm. So I think that would make sense for her to do it. I picked Rem from ReZero, just because for obvious reasons. She's a simp, right? Like, come on, like she would do this in a heartbeat, especially if it's for Subaru, who would probably need rent a girlfriend agencies if he was back in the real world.
He would never have the confidence to do it.
Or the
That's
money.
true. Or the money. The big thing is the money.
He would also have to leave his house.
Yeah. He might do that in the second season, in his dream world. But yeah, then I picked Onodera from Nisekoi because I think she's like soft spoken. She's a little like Kudere-esque, but she's also, like she'd be someone that would be willing to do this. And again, great waifu bait. And then lastly, I picked Mai from Bunny Girl Senpai because I think she would do it. And she'd be like that wild card one that you wouldn't know what you were getting into when you picked her out because she just looks like a normal person. And then she'd be sitting there and just judging you the whole time. And I think some people are into that. So I think that they would enjoy that a lot. But yeah, Pete, what about you?
Great choices. I'm also doing 4 girls, kind of Pat's theory, mix of waifu / people who I think would actually maybe do it. First up, Albedo from Overlord, especially if you've seen the newest season. She would do it if Ainz asked her to do it. She can play that role really well too. She can fake it till she makes it. I think I did also the obvious answer. I also picked Rem. She seems like she would do it if she was asked. Kind of a sleeper pick. Miles might get this one. I did Ino Miko from Kaguya-sama.
I almost did her!
Because even though she might be reluctant, she loves the attention from guys, and I think that she would eventually be for it and actually really enjoy it. And then my last one is Hanakawa from the Monogatari series. I feel like she'd be the type of person who would need some form of money, and she would do any random task, it seems like, and she seems like she could also do like a fake it till you make it type of thing, and she's waifu bait, so yeah, Hanakawa from Monogatari. Jay, you're up next.
So, my madam is going to be Olivier Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood because she is used to running a very tight military operation in a harsh environment, which I feel like the rent-a partner company industry would be. Then we got our talent. So our first boyfriend is going to be Hal from Hal's Moving Castle.
Oh, great pick.
I feel like he would love to have a little side gig like that, not have to be involved with like the political machinations of a World War One-esque situation. Then I got Tanigaki from Gold and Kamui. I feel like he would also just really like the attention from women, as well as just being like he's one of our beefcakes, basically. Up next, we have a kind of odd pick, but just hold your thoughts on it until the very end. We got Diamond from Land of the Lustrous.
That's an awesome pick.
They are completely like gender non-conforming, basically, so anybody could take a swing. Just a beautiful being, and I feel like a lot of people would pay to go on a date with Diamond, And then for our secondary beefcake, who's just more of a normal guy than Tanigaki, we got Obi from Fire Force, Captain Obi. They have a whole little mini arc of them doing like a fucking nude calendar, so I think he would be good at that too. And then we have our Mark. This is the person who's going to be our whale, who's going to be making us most of our money. This is somebody who both is very lustful and has the funds to do this, and also I think would truly love Diamond based off of their character traits. I'm going with Bisky from Hunter x Hunter to be my Mark.
Love that pick.
Bisky is a very lustful being, pretty much one of the only people to fawn over Hisoka of all people in Hunter x Hunter. Also has a straight up obsession with gemstones of all things. So I think they're going to be wailing out on going on dates with Diamond, and we're going to get rich off of that. So that's mine.
Love it.
Oh, I love that. Okay. So I I do have some of the girlfriends to be rented, but I took this sort of from like an organizational sort of thing. So I have 2 girlfriends, and then I have a head of the company, an HR lead, because you're definitely going to need that, and a talent scout. Um, so for the head of my company, I picked Futuro from Quintessential Quintuplets. Um, he, you know, is used to dealing with lots of women, and getting them to perform certain tasks and study, which you have to do. Like you have to be making sure that they're training up on the jobs and everything. Um, and he's managed to mostly be oblivious to any potential advances. Right? You don't want any of those inter-office sort of romances happening. Um, that's why I picked him. For HR lead, I picked Sakuda from Bunny Girl Senpai. Um, he's already taken, so you don't need to do that, but he has a ton of experience resolving love disputes that women might have, and any supernatural threats that may occur due to this setup. Um, he has that covered as well. So for the girlfriends, I sort of went for a who can fill the most roles sort of thing. So for my first pick, I have Junko Enoshima from the Danganronpa series, because she has like 6 distinct personalities, right? And so she can just turn on whichever one she needs in order to make the sale, right? Like that's pretty important. Um, for my second girlfriend, I picked Mocha
Oh,
from
great pick.
Rosario
Oh
Vampire,
my
right?
god.
Another person who fills multiple roles, right? Like this is a Bill Belichick style offense we want
Yeah.
here. We want people playing multiple positions. Um, and so that's what I wanted. And I saved what I think my best pick is for last, my talent scout. I picked Raftalia from Rising of the Shield Hero.
You're canceled.
Um, and I picked this because she convinces someone to become a slave in the second season. And like, amazing. Like, if you can do that, you can definitely convince someone to be a paid rent-a-girlfriend. So that is my pick. And also, she would totally be down to be sold out too if Naofumi asked her to be. So
Oh my god.
Wait, then why isn't Naofumi the one in charge?
Naofumi isn't in charge because I fucking hate him.
Oh, okay.
Good answer.
No, that's fair, honestly.
All right. And so for myself, yeah, I kind of went in the same direction that Miles did, like actually thinking about this from a corporate point of view. But instead of having an HR manager, because I didn't think of that, there's a term in gacha game companies called catching the whale. So what I decided to do was find the right person that will literally take a girl every single day. Maybe not every single day, but like I couldn't pick Kazuya obviously because like that's the show where because like that's like from Rent a Girlfriend. So, but anyway, so the person in charge, and this is kind of like a 2 thing. So it's like I was thinking of like what kind of person would want to start this kind of thing. And so the person in charge of the company is gonna be Vanier from Konosuba, and the first girl is gonna be Darkness.
Okay.
Cause okay, like Darkness, she would do this without getting paid.
Darkness is a good pick.
Yeah, like and I'm like Vanier Darkness. Like Vanier knows how to manipulate that woman, so like he's gonna get some good sales. And for the second girl, we got Chica because as we can see from the show, if any guy actually gets emotionally attached, she can very easily like separate herself from that situation. So that's not going to be a problem. And as for the whale, that's going to be bringing in 90% of the company's profits. We got Zenitsu from Demon Slayer, just because he's a simp, nothing else really. He's just like the biggest simp I could think of. So yeah, those are my picks.
Good picks.
Very, very solid. All right, so now it's my turn, isn't it? So yeah, so for me, I've been getting into golf a lot lately. I've been really enjoying the sport, especially because it's been a good way for me to play and hang out with my dad a lot more too. A good excuse. So I decided to go with who would be you would complete a foursome, your usual standard golf party with. So yourself and then 3 other people. So, Pete, why don't you start us off?
Pat, let me ask you a question. What is the best day of the week to play golf?
Uh, I mean, if someone else is paying, probably Saturday or Sunday. But if you're paying, then a weekday, ideally.
Okay, the answer was Saturday. And what is Saturday for, Pat?
Saturday's for the boys.
Saturday is for the boys. That is correct. So these are the 3 boys that I find that would be chill, fun, hang out with, shoot 18 holes of golf, maybe have a couple brews when they're older because some of these kids are underage, but I'm gonna age them up in this situation. So my first one seems like a chill dude. I'd love to hang out with him. I'm going with Yuji from Jujutsu Kaisen. Seems like a really cool cat. I feel like he would also probably enjoy golf. And then somebody who would suck at golf to start with, but he would work really, really hard. And I think by the end of the 18th hole, he might get par. I'm going Shirogane from Kaguya-sama.
Nice.
And then the last one is a guy who straight up likes to party. I think he'd also be insanely good at golf just based off of his characteristics. I'm going with Onizuka from Great Teacher Onizuka. And he'd probably have like 13, 14 beers on the golf course. So those
that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
I like that.
That is my golf foursome.
Nice. I like that a lot. And yeah, so and the reason you do foursomes is usually to keep the flow on the course moving pretty evenly. 2 carts, it's easier because anytime your party gets bigger, then it usually slows the game down significantly. But if it's a smaller party as well, then like you're wasting time on the course by having so few people. So that's why 4 is the magic number. Jay, what have you got?
All right, so mine is a mix of like people who I think I could beat, as well as somebody like people I think will keep it honest, as well as a wild card pick. So for the main person I think I could beat, I'm picking Guts from Berserk, post metal hand, because he cannot properly use a golf club. It would actually be really sad.
God.
He'd probably
Um,
golf with his sword.
No, he has to use a golf club. We're
Okay.
not allowing it. He had to. It's a country club, dude.
Oh,
They
okay.
made him put that
Proper
shit out the
club,
door.
proper shoes. He'd need proper shoes.
Yeah, no, we
right?
dressed him up. We helped him get dressed. The person who's going to keep it honest is Truth from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. He is the godlike being that oversees the law of equivalent exchange. And then for my wildcard pick, I'm going with Tomy from the Junji Ito horror collection, just because it's Tomy. Like, do I even need
What
to
a
say
pick.
more?
Toby?
Yeah, you could say
Yeah.
more.
Tomy.
I mean, if
and
there's
by
a
the-
horrible accident, you won't get charged with any sort of. She'll make it out.
by the end of it, we would all be Tomy.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So that's my goal foursome. We'd crush Bruce.
I love that. That's so great. All right, Miles, what have you got?
Okay, so I've never played golf in my life, and I'd be very bad at golf. So I decided to pick the people that I thought would be the most fun to watch compete against each other. So for my first pick, and I can't believe this hasn't happened, I picked Eve Kimishima from Birdie Wing. So you got someone really good at golf, also very unconventional at golf, right? So
Yes.
you have sort of that like, and I feel like that's like a good thing to have. Second, you need someone to challenge her though. So I have Sora from No Game No Life. Presumably unbeatable at games, but I want to see if that actually extends to golf games.
Oh, there's
Sports.
somebody you need to have.
Yeah.
here,
Also, the
but
trigonometry
that's
kit to like calculate the trajectory.
Yeah,
of
like
the
he
ball.
bounces a ball off of like a fucking paintball off of like 47 things to get someone to remove their panties. So I'm excited to see what he can do on a golf course. And last, I picked Seto Kaiba.
Yes, that's a great answer.
So I feel like Seto will, if he has to buy the fucking golf course to like avoid losing to these people, also very top tier at games, is a billionaire CEO, so definitely has that golf experience.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like the banter between all of these people who are like the best in their show would be like really exciting. It was tough for me to decide between Yugi and Seto, but Yugi is too kind. He respects his
Yeah.
opponent, and that's not what we're looking for here. All of these people try to break the fucking souls of each other's opponents, and I want to see it happen.
I think that Eve would end up beating Kaiba to death with a golf club.
Yeah.
Can you
It's certainly
summon Blue Eyes
possible.
White Dragon on the golf course?
Yeah. Why is
Blue
my
Bullet,
dude
White
this working?
Dragon?
Yeah.
He does
Ooh.
hate rich people, besides for, you know,
The one
Allie.
she's in love with.
Yeah, exactly.
it's-
I didn't pick any of the Birdie Wing characters myself because I was like, that's cheating, you know, like or it felt like it was
That's kind of
cheating.
that's kind of how I felt about it too.
And also they would smoke me, you know, they
Yeah.
wouldn't have fun playing with us because they'd be so much better.
I like the way Miles like went about it, basically,
Yeah.
like watching them play against each other.
That is funny. Said I want specifically though abridged Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged Seto Kaiba, not the one from the show because just dial in the assholeness to like 100 and make it
They're
even
very
better.
similar, to be honest. But
Yeah,
yes,
that's
it is.
fair. That's fair. That's slightly worse. But all right, Johnny, you're next. What do you got?
I think mine's just a bit boring because I just kind of went with the same thing as P. It's like just like people I'd want to like chill out with. So, well, I can't legally drink yet, so there's no beers for me. But you know, neither can any of these characters. I don't think so. Anyway, so first up we got Ishigami, because you know he's just a cool guy. You know, I would love to see him actually go outside for once. You know, enjoy the outdoors. And for the other two, they come in a duo because I'd like to see their chemistry. We have Kazuma and Aqua going up on the golf course.
Ooh.
You know, we bring Aqua because every single time you play a sport, there has to be one person that's so bad everyone else doesn't have to feel bad about themselves. So that's gonna be Aqua. Like she's gonna be like the one that's gonna hit it in the water every single time, and it actually goes in to pick up the golf ball. She falls into the water. You know, like that. Yeah, that was just great entertainment all around, and you know, like Kazuma's gonna be trying to steal her panties or something, and then he can't because she doesn't wear any. But you know, like this is just gonna be a great time.
Yeah. There you go. I was gonna say Aqua, yeah, could just purify whatever water you're playing next to, so that you can actually see where the golf ball
Oh
is
yeah, that's
and
true.
recover it. So that's actually a good utility. Yeah, she won't be as useless as you might think. But yeah, so for me, I did similar to you guys. I was like, yeah, you know, when you're playing golf, you want people that you like, and that you are competitive with, but also that you, yeah, again, can have fun with. Unless you're playing for money, but even then, that's usually your friends as well. So I picked three people that I would think would be really fun to play golf with. So Kamina from Gurren Lagann, I think would be a great time because he'd be all about just driving the ball a million miles. That's what I'm all about as well. That's the only part of the game that I'm actually that great at is driving. I think that he'd be fun to play with in that sense. I picked Iskander from Fate Zero
Love that
or
pick.
Alexander the Great. Mainly similar to how Spike is with the blunt. I think Iskander would not only be good at golf because he conquered so much of the world that you know used to play sports similar to golf, I'm sure in some way, um, but also would have so many stories of his conquests and of you know whatever that would you know fill up the whole 18 rounds at least that you could or 18 holes that would be super easy to talk to the whole time. And then last, I picked Kenshin just because I think he'd be really good at it, but he'd also be very humble and fun to hang out with, you know, and just a bro, you know, crushing beers with Iskander and Kamina would probably pound him too. He'd be like shotgunning one on every hole. I think it'd be a good time. So yeah, that is my choice. And now I think we move on to our secret ones. So we didn't tell
Yes.
all of these we came with prep for. Now the rest of them are all going to be obviously we know which one we're bringing up, but no one else does. So Pete, why don't you start us off?
Yes, boys. I hope you are ready and have your answers quick to the gun. Here we go. And the critically acclaimed and winner of the 2016 Oscar for Film of the Year, and one of the only films to have 100% with 1,000+ reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, Vin Diesel's character Dominic Toretto in Furious 7 dubbed the line, "I don't have friends, I have family." A testament to his bond with his team, but more to his right-hand man, Paul Walker, aka Brian O'Connor. Gentlemen, choose one character that you would want as your partner in crime, but also as your brother. I'll give you time to think, and I'll give you my answer. I went with Mob from Mob Psycho, because not only is he a good friend, but when it comes to family, he's willing to do anything and that's even go 100% and destroy the world. So, gentlemen, it is your turn to pick your partner in crime, but also your brother, your blood, your family.
I already know who I want.
Do it. Go.
Fuck, I lost it actually.
Can I cheat a teeny bit?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Go. You want to go ahead?
Yeah, I
Okay.
remembered it. I'm picking the immortal Sugimoto because he is canonically very kind to the people that like he sees as his family, whether it's a Sirpa or his best friend, who basically is the whole reason he goes on the hunt for the gold, is to give his best friend's wife eye surgery after his death in the war. So I think that he's somebody where if anything happened to me on one of our crimes, he would make sure that, my family and like the people close to us were all set up and everything. And he would keep that memory of me alive through his you know, heroics.
Love it.
I like that answer too. I kind of have a joke answer, not a real one yet.
Go for it.
Hold on. It's for whatever reason I can't remember his name. What's a blonde in Alicization, in SAO Alicization?
Alice? Or
No.
I thought
Yurio?
Kirito 2.0.
Yurio is
Yu-Gi-Oh?
his name? Yu-Gi-Oh?
The Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever.
Yeah, so him, because he would literally turn into a sword for me if I needed him to, and also would die for me. So I would just say that as my joke answer. But I kind of killed the joke by not remembering his name. But that's how forgettable of a character
That's
he
like how
was.
the show killed him, but anyways.
Yeah, true. Too soon. I don't
No,
know.
it's not.
Spoilers.
It's SAO.
Yeah, at this point. Yeah, still don't spoil Code Geass for me though.
There is a code.
Anyways,
Geass.
my pick would be Lelouch because in the last episode he.
yeah. I don't think you'd want Lelouch for a brother.
No.
From what I've seen so far.
No.
Wait, no.
No, you would not.
Well, duh. I'd want the main character from not Rent a Girlfriend. From Domestic Girlfriend. Like, duh. What's his name? Natsuo. Because he's the best brother there was.
Because it opens up some possibilities to be more than brothers.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, these jokes are getting out of hand. Johnny, did you answer yet?
No. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So my pick is gonna be Megumi from JJK because he's just a real bro. He almost died saving like half his friends. So like he'll do anything for the bros, and he's a good fighter. He's got a lot of pets as well. I like pets. So yeah.
Loves his sister too.
Oh well, no, that's
it's a big
yeah.
plus.
Blood.
Family.
Yeah.
Oh, duh, Itachi. Of course, who wouldn't want Itachi as a brother? I mean, yeah. I can't think of a serious answer for this. I don't know. This is hard.
Miles, did you have your answer?
Yeah, I've come up with like an actual answer that isn't cheating by using a character that was never adapted into the anime. So I'm gonna go with Maze Hughes. That boy's loyal, and then like maybe if someone had his back a little bit more, we could have saved him. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I'd like to be there for him as well.
Damn, good
I
answer.
feel like we
You're
would have
harshing
each
my
other's
blunt
back.
rotations vibe with that.
All right. There we go. All right. I think we all gave answers. Again, I could not think of a. Well, again, it's like you could just pick any
Did
bro.
he give his answer?
So,
Yeah, mine was mom.
Yeah, he did
Oh
mob.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and you should always lead off here because you definitely need time to think. Because even I, with a lot of time to think, could not come up with
Yeah.
something. But Jay, what was your secret?
So my secret one was actually kind of similar to Pete's, but I was going with. So my picks are, I want two characters. They're going to be your aunt and uncle, or uncle and uncle, aunt and aunt, whatever. But they're married, so you have to keep that in mind too. So mine is kind of a weird pick, but I think they actually match each other super well. I'm going with I believe her name is, yes. I'm going with uh fucking hell. That's not actually her name. I'm going with the teacher from Blue Period for my aunt.
Oh,
'Cause I
love
feel like
that
she would
pick.
very much foster my artistic growth. And then her husband is going to be Might Guy from Naruto. because I feel like he would definitely be there for me whenever I need him to be, and we could just, work out or fucking go watch the sunset and cry about youth.
Like
So,
that.
gentlemen, who are going to be your I don't know what the actual like term for that is. Like your nuncles is what we'll
Okay.
call them.
I got my
Wait, so-
answer.
Do they have to be like actually married, or is it just like any characters?
I think any
No, you
character.
pick 2 characters
Okay.
that are married.
I like
but
the
like,
idea that they're
yeah.
married
Yeah.
as your nuncle.
they're not. They don't have to be married canonically, but you can just.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the purpose of this, they are. Go ahead, Pete.
I'll go first since I got my answer. First one, my uncle, I would want him to share similar interests with me. I would also want him when I was a child to spoil me, so I need him to be rich. I'm gonna go Ishigami from Kaguya-sama as my uncle.
He's
and then
rich.
I would want he's super rich. And then I would need a loving and caring aunt who would not only care for me but have the patience for Ishigami. I'm gonna go with Nagisa from Clannad. I think that she would be a very loving wife to Ishigami, patient with him, but at the same time, she would be really fun and giddy and spoil me rotten. So my answers are Nagisa from Clannad and Ishigami from Kaguya-sama.
Okay, I have mine. This is going to be kind of insane, so I apologize.
Oh boy.
So for my aunt, I'm picking Yuko Ichihara from Holic.
Christ.
The witch?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like you need like a free-spirited, like witchy aunt. Like I feel like that's just an important thing to have. But then you need someone who just exudes uncle vibes to like sort of balance that out. So I'm also taking a Kaguya-sama character and I'm going with Papa Shirogane.
Great pick.
His dad or like, actually Shirogane?
His dad. His dad.
Okay. I thought you just called Shirogane daddy for a second.
Well, I want to put it past me. But no. So I don't know why. Those are just the first 2 characters I thought of, and they're both single, so they can get married.
Love it.
Okay,
Nice.
well. Oh wait. I had a pick, but then I realized that both these characters are married to other people. So
That's
Fuck it.
fine.
Dude,
Okay.
yeah, go for
So,
it.
so for my uncle, yeah, I feel like you need an uncle that like talks shit about you constantly, but also like wants you to get better. So I'm gonna pick Tengen from Demon Slayer, because that guy, he's got 3 wives, so like he's got like that alpha male energy, and he's gonna be talking mad shit about you constantly. So, but he's also he's gonna be there to help you out and help you become a better person. And for the aunt, I'm actually gonna pick Nagisa's mom.
Nice pick. Let's go.
Yeah, because she's so nice, and she's like just like a very nice person to be around. So I feel like she'd be a great aunt.
I also feel like she'd be cool with the multiple wives.
You think she'd be cool?
I think she'd be cool with it.
Nah, I'm not sure about that one, but anyways.
I had a really good answer, but I can't for the life of me remember it because it flashed into my brain and then it left. But I think I've got a better or a pretty solid one anyways. And that is I'm gonna go with an actually married couple in the anime that they're from. I'm gonna go with the couple from I Can't Understand What My Husband Is Saying. Yeah, where it's like the otaku guy and then this just like very normal girl. Like the 2 of them would be very funny to watch interact with each other, and I think they would spoil you the right amount as an aunt and uncle should. Like you'd have the bro side of it, but then you'd also have the normal aunt, I guess. Damn, I'm mad. I know I had a really funny one for the uncle, but I can't for the life of me remember it. But yeah, I think that's all of us, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Alrighty. Miles, what did you do?
Okay. You have been murdered, but there's some good news. You knew it was going to happen, and in your will, you could task 2 anime characters, one a Sherlock, one a Watson, to solve your murder. So I'm going to cheat a little bit, and my first person is not an anime character, literally at all. I'm picking Hastic.
That's what I would do it.
So I'm picking Hastic, and then I'm making the Watson Beatrice from Yumaneko, so that he
This is a
feels an
terrible idea.
absolutely immense pressure to solve my murder or be doomed to hell for eternity and taunted forever.
But
So
what if House is the killer?
has Cam murdered me?
Fair enough.
Can I kind of cheat? Kind of do like a J Jesus answer?
Yeah, I go ahead.
Okay, this is just in terms of the show itself. My Sherlock Holmes would be William Moriarty from Moriarty the Patriot. And then my Watson would literally be Sherlock Holmes from Moriarty the Patriot.
Okay.
That's Jesus cheating. Fuck you, Pete. Don't call me out.
That's a higher level of cheating than Jesus.
Yeah,
hard to say. Come on, bro.
Hey, I put Sherlock Holmes in the Watson role though, so
yeah. Okay, but what you need a Watson to keep the Sherlock in check. Like Sherlock just dies of a heroin overdose, and Moriarty takes over the world in your scenario, Pete. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I need somebody that's like stern, but like okay. I'm still gonna do Moriarty for my Sherlock. And then my Watson character, I'm going to pick Nazuna from Call of the Night. Because if Moriarty acts up, she'll just suck his blood dry. And then she also can just like chill at night and she can fly and she can like, you know, she has aerial views and stuff. So I'm gonna go with Nazuna. I'm gonna go with Nazuna as my Watson.
Good scouting.
Okay, I guess for me, alright, so my Watson is gonna be Toto from JJK because that guy's self-proclaimed to have 500,000 IQ, so you know he better be able to figure it out. And for Watson, I haven't watched Sherlock Holmes. I have no idea what he does. I'm just gonna pick another smart character. I'll pick Light Yagami because I feel like he has some experience.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
So, yeah.
Light Yagami's a good pick.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not very familiar with Sherlock and Watson that much either, but I would say that I guess I would want someone who's really like driven, and I think Chrome from Dr. Stone would be a really good choice. I think he would really want to solve the mystery. He'd want to try and figure it out. And he has that willpower to make it happen. And then God, this is I'm struggling more than I thought I would to come up with stuff on the spot. Maybe I don't know, Gilgamesh from Fate, because he literally is the person who quested to find everything in the, and on the search for immortality, whatever. I guess that'd be a good answer too, even if he might become disinterested after however long.
That's why you have the person to keep him in check and keep him interested.
Yeah, there you go. I guess there's Chrome for you, so that'll work.
Yeah.
So my choice is for my Sherlock Holmes. I'm going to pick Future Trunks from Dragon Ball Z.
Love that pick.
This is important because of who my Watson is. I need someone who also has the ability to travel through time. Who my Watson is going to be Takamichi from Tokyo Revengers.
He cares a lot. That's a good pick.
Yeah. Just because I assume that I'll be his fucking Link or some shit, or I don't know, Future Trunks will, so they can just, between the two of them, they got some timey-wimey bullshit that they'll figure it out. So I'm good. Plus, Future Trunks has a sword and incredible drip. So
I love it. I think that's everyone.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Oh,
Wait.
for this category.
Yeah.
All right, so now the thing is, like, I think you guys pick like actually like smart hidden ones. Mine is just really messed up, but let's just go with it. So
who would you fuse with a dog like Nina from?
No, not that kind of messed up, but like, okay, so like I'm sure that like all of you have been around the anime community enough where you know that if someone posts a screenshot of their new anime figure next to a jar, you know what's gonna happen. So name which anime character is most likely to jar an anime figure. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Do you come in the jar?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
So
I'll name an anime character that would most likely to do that. Bonus points if you could also give me a figure.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna steal the easy answer. Oh wait,
Yeah.
you first.
Yeah.
Johnny.
Okay. Yeah. So for my pick, this is kind of like an easy one, but I feel like this is like the most obvious one. It's like the brother from Jobless Reincarnation, where like Rox. It's like Roxy gets like kidnapped or whatever. Like the guy that's like obsessed with the figures, like that guy. You know what I'm talking about, right, Pete?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
I'm making
gonna
sure I'm not
pick-
insane.
I'm gonna put Konkuro from Naruto, the puppet master. He's
Ooh,
Gaara's brother. He
Oh,
uses puppets.
I gotta say, I've thought of like 43 answers for this. I'm gonna go with Hisoka and a Gon figure.
That's
Oh,
Nice.
bad. I immediately thought of Kazuya from Rent a Girlfriend.
Same.
Yeah.
And I guess he'd probably put a Chizuru figure in there. I don't know if those definitely have to exist by now,
yeah, they
right?
do.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way they don't.
do.
Do they exist in the Rent-A-Girlfriend universe? That's the question.
Probably, maybe not yet. Once she becomes a famous actress, then they
Yeah.
might.
I think I'm also. Oh, sorry, Pat.
No, go ahead. I'm good.
I think I was also gonna go with Kazuya, and I'm gonna say like literally any female figure that's ever been made.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna. All of us. There was that low hanging fruit because Johnny asked this to say Subaru Amelia. And I want to appreciate everyone claps for not using that.
I mean, I was baiting myself. I was ready for it. So.
Yeah, no, but I liked the. I don't know. I gotta say, Johnny, I didn't know that was a thing, and I'm kind of
You
upset
didn't
with my.
know that was a thing.
No, but I'm upset with myself that I could figure it out via context.
I mean, it's anime.
Okay.
What do you
Anyways,
expect?
we have to finish up really quick here. I think.
Yeah, finish
Jay,
up.
are you the last one?
No,
No, I already did mine.
I
Oh,
am.
is
It's
Pat the
Pat.
last one? Okay.
Yeah. So I struggled with this because I was like, all right, first, my first guess was like, oh, who is your dream MOBA lineup and what positions they
Oh.
play? So like, you need a top laner, you need a jungler, you need a support, ADC, and a
This
mid
was
laner. But then
almost
I was
my
like,
hidden one too.
yeah,
Actually.
I thought about it. And I was like,
That'll
that's
take
really
too
hard though.
long.
That'd be really
Yeah.
hard. And I was like, I wanted to relate it to my job where I was like, oh, who would you want to manage as a talent manager or an agent? But like, that would also suck because all anime characters are very difficult to work with. So instead, I'm gonna go with something very similar to what you guys did. I thought you guys were stealing mine for a second. But it's who would you want as your parents from anime? But here's the catch is they can't be actual parents from an anime. So
Ooh.
you can't say someone's mother or like I don't know, Shikamori's mom or something like or I guess it's the guy's mom, right? Like you can't say something like that. So the people that I picked or Honda Toru from Fruits Basket. I think she'd be a loving mother that would support you and raise you, and she's been through shit too, so she knows how to keep you alive and keep you happy and healthy and be empathetic. And then I went with Shinji. No, I'm kidding. That was my that no Shinji. I wrote Shinji LOL, and then, no, it would be probably Simon from Gurren Lagann. Same idea. He's been through a lot, and I think he would be a great father figure because he's a person who literally grew up without a father figure and would be able to, but somehow became a good person. And not, I shouldn't say somehow, but you know what I mean? Like became that person. So what have you guys got?
I got one if people are still thinking. For my dad, I would go Alphonse Edward or Elric. I think that he has that combination of being stern and a loving parent at the same time. And then for my mom, I would want Ai Hayasaka from Kaguya-sama because she's super smart. She could help me with my homework. She's like a maid by trait, so I'm assuming the house would always be spotless. And she's just like an overall badass. I think she'd be a really cool mom. So I'm gonna go
That's
with
a good pick.
Alphonse, and Ai Hayasaka.
All right.
Good one.
I guess I'll go. Okay, so for my father, I will pick Ryuji from Toradora because that guy is he's just good at everything. He's smart. He knows how to. No. The most important thing is that he knows how to cook. He knows how to cook great food. You know, that's what you want. And for the mom, I know this is like, actually no, this isn't cheating because she's technically not a mom. I'm going with Misato.
And she's
Well,
mommy Masato.
In the rebuild,
Okay, but like, technically speaking,
You
from the
lose!
original show.
in rebuild,
I don't
she's
care
a
if
mom.
it's kids or-
No, spoilers.
You're not gonna watch
Uh,
rebuild.
Oh my god, you
I will
spoiled
totally
Alicization
watch.
for me.
So
I know.
for my dad, I'm going to go with Despa from Ranking of Kings. And
Ooh,
then
I
for
like
my
that.
mom, I'm going with Tsunade from Naruto.
Okay.
That's a
Because
good
I
one.
feel like honestly, she deserved a chance to be like. I feel like it's more for her than me. Actually, I think she
yeah,
would've-
that's a good point.
I really think she deserved to have a child at some point. I don't know.
No, she talks about wanting one too. During in the
Yeah.
manga, at least. I don't know if she did in the anime at all, but she kind of hints at that. And then Miles, have you gone?
I have not. So I can only think of moms for some reason. So I have a cheating, not anime pick, which is Princess Carolyn from BoJack Horseman. But then I have an anime pick, which is so insanely niche. So in a certain scientific railgun, there is a dorm supervisor woman whose whose name is fucking
Damn.
doesn't even have her name listed here. That is absolutely insane.
Dorm
Yeah, okay.
supervisor.
That's nuts. She doesn't have a name. Anyways,
He's
there's a
going
whole
deep for this.
there's a whole character arc with her where she like wants to get married and like wants to take care of kids and stuff. And like if I was a kid, I want someone like that, right? But she also is strict enough where I won't like get out of hand or anything. So that's my pick.
And again, no doubt.
Seto Kaiba's my dad.
It's
Yeah.
not okay.
Trivia
And you
about
have a
her,
rich
by the
dad.
way.
He'll
It is-
sell
Yeah.
you for Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Trivia about the headmaster. Some paragraph about the anime and manga, and she can whistle.
Ooh.
Massive.
Well, I think that's
Alright.
all of the scenarios, guys. That was
Nice.
fun. You, the listener, if you like this, let us know. We'll do another episode in the future. But if you want to support us, like, comment, subscribe, leave a review on whatever platform you are listening or watching us on. Next week is Watch Club. We will be watching Kaiba. So stay tuned for that next week. Otherwise, in 2 weeks, we'll do something anime related. So thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Later.